Hello and happy Thursday night, everybody. This is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Woohoo! So, who's ready for a Thursday night stamping party? Oh, we will be once we get all the peeps here, right? So, here I am. I love it when the notification, you guys, if you want to make it easy to know when I am live, you can select the button, or there is some sort of a selection that allows you to get notifications when I go live. And I found that for myself. And so now it just pops up and I just tap on it and it's like, oh, here it is. Life is good. It's so easy. So lots of hearts and thumbs ups coming in already. Woohoo! Hi, Louanne Johnson from Iowa. You're ready to rock the paper pumpkin night with me. So awesome. Hi, Latokia. Hi, Sherry. All right, Kathy King is in the house. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Randy. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, girl. It's the paper pumpkin party night. So I don't know if you guys know this, and Jennifer's probably going to have to tell us how old, but we're already into January, and I know that paper pumpkin is going to be having a birthday in March, and that's like 2 months away. So I'm not sure if we're on 8 years now of paper pumpkin. So like every year they do a special thing for paper pumpkin. Hi, Janet. Hi, Danny from Indiana. So your first paper pumpkin, isn't that exciting? Oh, hi, Mary Carls. So yeah, I can't remember I don't generally lose my train of thought or my frame of my thought. Oh, we were talking about paper pumpkin. How old paper pumpkin is, Jennifer? I don't know if 9 years. Okay. So hi, Arliss. Hi, Faye, my queen. Yes, you guys can see in my background. I don't know if you can see it so good, but I have a couple of coffee mugs, these two. One says queen, ooh, that one. And that one says queen bee. So there's a little work in progress, like always. So I have a shelf back there, and you can see that it's not up. It is supposed to be a shelf where coffee mugs can hang under, and I have a shelf that's gonna go, where is it? It's gonna go right up there, and the paper towel holder's gonna hang from it, and these shelves are ready. I think I might have to call Tammy Sokolik to come and help me, my friend who is amazing at carpentry stuff, and she's the one that helped me hang the stuff up because I think Tyler's done. Oh, it's like pulling teeth, and I hate asking, and you know how it is, like when it's like you don't even want to bring it up anymore. So, but I'm getting there. So there's a few shelves that need to get hung up. So hi, Marge. Hey, Aunt Marge. Yay. Hi, Katie. So yes, there's a little bit of work to do, and I think I just need to call a girlfriend to come over and help me with it. So we'll get there. So, all right, well, it's paper pumpkin night. It is January 28th, and it is amazing to think that the month has flown by, and we're gonna have February. I just don't know. My mom was telling me, she was talking with a friend, Eileen, and Eileen said, you wake up and it's Monday morning, and before you know it, it's Friday night, and you're like, where the heck did the week go? It's like, it's just, it flies. Does it fly for you guys as fast as it flies for me? I mean, I know I'm buzzing around all over the place all the time, doing work and then more work and then stamping and work and stamping, and wow, I tell you, it flies. So, and I just, up until the meeting, I was working on stuff, and my boss called me, and so always work. So, Arliss, thank you so much for sharing, and everybody, thank you for always sharing the videos. We've been growing. I looked back at the numbers where we were in the beginning of January, and remember, we were trying to reach 2,000, and we were somewhere around 1,800. I think we're around 1,850. So we are steadily growing, a long ways from where we were in March. In March, we were at 350 people in the community of Be Happy Stampers and Cards by Christine. And we're close to 2,000. By March, I bet we'll be at 2,000. So, and you know what, Janet, that is so true. The older we get, the faster it goes. And it just boggles my mind. Hi, Cindy from Rhode Island, and Mary. Thanks for sharing, girls. So, well, people are still rolling on. I'm gonna flip down and just show you what I got coming up. I know some of you have seen this already, but this is what we're gonna be working on tonight. It is the January 2021 Sending Hearts Paper Pumpkin. And I think that I may have disclosed to you at an earlier time that I got one already, and I've already put it together. Hi, Julie. And so I don't generally do that, but I did because I wanted to send out, so some of you who are having February birthdays will be, if I have you guys, here's a disclaimer too. If you're my customer or you're on my team and you've been working with me or a demonstrator that I work with, if you give me your birthday, I love sending out birthday cards. So my February birthday cards are on a stack, ready to go. And I wanted to use some of the paper pumpkin ones to help offset cards. So I send about like 20 to 30 birthday cards a month. And so if you're new to me and you've just recently placed orders, or you're new to my team and I don't necessarily have your birth date that you know of, you guys can always pop me an email. I keep a database of everybody's email addresses, so that when I need to send out catalogs to you, like once you've shopped with me, I generally have it. Oh, Danny, I know your birthday's coming up. Like what? February 19th. No, 19 days. It's the 17th, isn't it? 16th. I know that I'm like, oh yeah, Danny's birthday's coming up. And Danny, your birthday card is already sealed and locked and loaded and ready to go in the mail. So I generally always mail them like the last day of the month or the first day of the month or 2 days, and then you have your card to look at all month long. So just for those that are new to me, pop me an email with your birthday. That's why I want it when I ask you for it, is so I can send you a birthday card. So we have Paper Pumpkin tonight, but if you haven't missed any of my live videos that I did showcasing some of the cards I have coming up, I'm taking registration for 3 upcoming classes right now. Actually 4, maybe? Nope, 3. So the Fun Folds is coming up in 2 weeks. So not this next Thursday, but the following. And hi, Trudy. And I have, Danny's so excited for the Fun Folds. And so it's like an easel card that it sits on your desk. I love it when cards stand up or like prop up versus have to be set up against something. So you guys, I'm still taking registrations for this one. I prepped for 10 more people that haven't signed up. So basically, I always try to figure out how many people are have signed up, and then where I might be at. So just know the next 10 people are going to be able to do this class with me. And so this one, I love it. It's so pretty. For the rest of these, I tried to feature the sale-a-bration paper. This is the strawberry one. This has got an inside in it. This is called a Dutch Doors card. And then I'm not sure what this one's called, but I love that it stands up. And it's special. So yes, so Jean signed up, Kathy, you're signed up, Danny, you're signed up. Linda, we're working on, I think you signed up for Sale-a-bration Hoorah Rah, which is coming up next. So I owe you an email, Linda, I haven't forgotten about you. So this is Fun Folds. It's free with a $40 purchase. I'll mail the kits to you. Your product comes directly from Stampin' Up. This is the February class that's coming up later. And this one has the chickens. If you are into the chickens and you love them, this is your your opportunity to make a chicken card. Hi Melanie Boy. I also have the rodeo one. So this one is like, it's hit or miss with people, I'll be honest with you. Either they love it or they hate it. And Julie is one of them. Julie did not get into this. Hi, Julie, by the way. So Julie did not get into this one. So I made this card for the Winter Creative Escape as well as this one. And she just didn't get her going. So maybe it'll grow on her yet. But you know what? You can't think about, you guys, I'll tell you. When you make cards, you can't think about part of it is what you like, right? Because you want to make something that you enjoy making, but you also have to think about the recipient. And you may not be into the windmill rodeo guy, but a guy would love to get a card that's manly man. And so I was trying to make a manly man card and, or a cowgirl card. So, you got to think about who's getting your cards. So hi, Amy. And here's another one using the Simply Succulents. And so I love the succulents. So this little guy right back here, it looks like the hand of Grinch, right? The Grinch hand. So these are the February one. That's coming up later and free. If you place an order, you could get that one for free with a minimum $35 order. Hi, Elaine Rebeck. And then lastly, in February, the last Friday, I added to the calendar. So if you got my original calendar from a month ago, it's on there correctly for in-person, but I added an online version. So there were people that were asking for these cards to be to-go kits. And so it's a sale-a-bration hoorah rah. Hi, April. So it's a sale-a-bration hoorah rah. And it's that because you have your ombre paper, the darling donkey, you have a touch of ink with the bloom paper, the berry paper, and then the flower and field paper. So it's all 4 cards featuring all different products from sale-a-bration. And that's coming to an end, you guys. Like, sale-a-bration isn't going to be around forever. Sale-a-bration actually ends February 28th, and I've been getting a lot of questions about my sale-a-bration celebration. So I have been doing that party for maybe this is my 4th year. So that sale-a-bration shopping spree board, I've been doing that. This is my 4th year. We're on to the 4th board already, guys. Amazing. I am so excited. So if you're not local to me and in an in-person class, when I get your order, so let's say you place an online order, I have been picking numbers for you. I used to, in the beginning, reach out to people and say, hey, what numbers do you want? Well, sorry, I'm going to make sure your number or your name gets on the board, but you'll just take whatever number. And so Kathy King, I picked a number for her and she was the winner of board number 2. So if you're in-person classes, if you're local and you're here, you get to pick your number. But like Danny, you just placed an order. I just saw it come through right before I went live. I gave you a couple numbers off the last board I worked with you because I know that you like certain numbers. if you really want certain numbers, I'll help the girl out. But otherwise, I'll just go pick a number on the board. So like I know Sherry placed an order, and you guys have been placing orders. I've been putting them, Stacy. I've been putting them on the board. I promise. So sale-a-bration celebration. I will be sending out a formal email out to those people who qualify and people who are close to qualifying. So it is a free event that I've offered people that they just come and hang out, and I thank you for helping me be successful during sale-a-bration. And I have that sampler that you'll get to make, and people are wondering if they have to sign up for it. So basically, I'll send, once I know where everybody's at with sales, like at the end of January, I'll already send an email to you probably within the first week of February saying, hey, you've qualified for this, please RSVP if you plan to attend. And then I will plan to send you the make and take packets and your little, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about your little goodie attendance gift. For those people that attended the catalog launch party, you got what? What did you guys get? Hi, Brianna. You guys got a little treatsy box filled with some of my favorite strawberry chocolates. And for those that, like Brianna's doing the class tonight and next week, so I mailed hers to her after the fact. So some of you guys, I might have just ruined your surprise. But so for the sale-a-bration celebration, you also get a little gift from me as a little attendance. And I cannot wait for you guys to see how cute and adorable they are. So yes, my dad helped me put the treat boxes together, and he is a good trooper. So, so there's a little bit of love from a lot of people for all the gifts that we make for you guys all the time. So be watching for an email once you've hit $150 in sales. If you signed up on my team and you place your first order, or if you're on my team and you have 2 new team members join your team, that's how you get an invitation. So hi, Francie Freeberg is in the house. I love doing that. Hi, Sharon. So that's a little bit about stuff that's coming up. And tonight, Paper Pumpkin. So the February Paper Pumpkin, it's January. I think February because it's Valentine's Day themed, but what it is it's Valentine's Day cards, and I have an alternative that I'm going to make 2 different ways. And I saw that Susie Wood had made a card doing this like really cool fold, and it stumped me. I was reading her instructions on how to do it, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Maybe it was too late. And then I had a team swap party on Sunday, and Bonnie Lesperance, who's on my team, made this card. And so I could like touch it, hold it, feel it, and like make this card based off of a card I had in my hand. That's why we swap, right? So that we get cool ideas in front of us and don't have to always look at pictures, right? So I'm excited to make this card. I've got my pieces all set over there and I have it in my head, and so we're gonna go with it. And then we're also gonna announce who the winners of the last week's monthly card class, the 3 cards from last week, so I'll announce those. So yeah, I think, are we ready to get going, guys? I think that I don't have much else to do, and I think by now most of the peeps have been on here. So give me a big thumbs up. I was gonna say raise the roof. Give me a big thumbs up or hearts if you guys are making your paper pumpkins with me tonight, or you've gotten the paper pumpkin and you've already started it. So hi, Mary Ellen from California. So give me some thumbs up. I want to know how many people are making paper pumpkin with me tonight. So, all right. So I already disclaimed to you that I had a paper pumpkin. So I got 6 paper pumpkins this month. And lots of thumbs up. So they're gone, guys. So if you like this one, I don't have any left. I'm sorry, mine are all gone. So, but what is still available is there is this cute little add-on. It is called a paper pumpkin add-on for the January kit. And they're these cute little treat boxes. Hi, Peggy. And so everybody at my bingo last night, so I had Valentine's Day bingo. April, how do you get a paper pumpkin? Girl, reach out to me. This is my email address, chrismbertram@msn.com. So if you don't get this paper pumpkin on a monthly basis, I will help you out, okay? But we'll reach out after we're done with the live. So these are a cute little add-on. It came with 20 little boxes, and all you had to do was fold them. There's a little snail on the inside. Like, you didn't have to glue or tape or anything. These little boxes were amazing for little treatsies. So Jennifer was calling this a little paper pumpkin box. This is really in there good. So they came flat like this. And if you want these are still available for an add-on that you can get these in the store. It's like $8. And you get 20 little boxes to make up. You get the little tags and little snails, paper snails. And so at my bingo last night, this is what everybody got. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I found some really good chocolates. It's Ghirardelli. They're cream brulee white chocolate. Oh man, and they fit in there perfectly. And I kept it simple. Hi, babe. Oh, yay. So I kept it simple. I did not do anything extravagant. I just put a label on and I put the little guy on here. So this is a baby pumpkin, a little baby. And then there's a mini paper pumpkin box in the annual catalog. That's the mom. And then we have the Papa pumpkin right here. This is the Papa paper pumpkin. And so you guys, it's so exciting because they put I know plastic excites us, right? Oh, so I think Kelly was in here and she just took my scissors away. So Kelly was over just a little bit. She popped in to get some stuff for her work, and somehow my scissors aren't right here. Hi, Donna. Thanks for sharing. So that's where the take your pick tool does come in handy if you need it. So we'll see if I have to go run and get scissors. But so they put it in plastic. They changed that maybe 6 months to 3/4 of a year ago, maybe even a year with how fast this time goes. So it comes in plastic so that if you're in the north or you're in the south and it's snowing and it's raining, your box doesn't get all ruined. So, all right. So I told you I had gotten 6 of these. One is always for myself, and I had 5 unaccounted for, and they're gone. And one of them I realized was for Bonnie. And so I told Bonnie, this is Bonnie's paper pumpkin. So I told her, Bonnie, can I use your paper pumpkin for the live? And she said yes. So I have to set these aside for her because I have mine that I've already used. So I can't go into those. And it also comes with this really, really pretty black satiny ribbon. And so it's really thin. It is a little bit wiry. So it's like the bows are a little bit odd with it. So yours is in the mail. You can't wait to make them. Yeah. It comes with a poppy parade as well. And I always like to pull out my big ink pad. So for you at home, if you're using your Stampin' spot though, what you do is take like a little scissors or a piercing mat and you just, on the little line here, you just pierce it and the little Stampin' spot will open. And you can do both sides or you could just do one side and leave the cover so it's hanging there. But, so, we've got to set this stuff aside for Bonnie because I don't want to use, you guys, it was so nice. She's like, yeah, you can use it. So here's what we was talking about, the little the boxes, the add-on. They're available January 1st while supplies last. And so you can add, like, you guys, I didn't go crazy, but you could add twine, you could sponge them and add color. You could add a line here with scallops. You can make a belly band for it. You could use the little envelope. There's just so much you could do with this one. Oh man. So, all right. Jewel's just getting home from work. Hello there, girlfriend. All right. So, paper pumpkin. Save your tissue paper. use it for something else. You can always reuse this box as well. You know, every time I have a paper pumpkin box, I put it on the counter in the honeycomb, aka, you know, the mud room, and I put free box, and it's always gone. Somebody gets an awesome box. Yes, that is a good point, Jennifer. In order to get the add-ons, you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So if you go to try to order them and it's not letting you, it's because you need to be in the database to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Good call on that. Okay, so here we've got everything that we need. Let's make sure I got the stamps. Yep, the hearts here. Okay, so you guys, this one's so fun. It's like, you know, when you're making a card and it's like, sometimes you can make a why aren't you seeing comments? So it has to do something with your phone, Sharon, with your comments. So if like you're holding your phone like this, you don't see comments so well, like the comments, but when you put your phone like this, you can slide one way. Wait, oh man, you guys, you can get rid of your comments that way and you can bring them back by sliding. Okay, so Sharon, I'm not sure if that's what you were asking about comments, but I thought that would be good to show you that. So, so we were talking about the risk versus reward of cards. Sometimes, like you can work hours and hours on one card, and you're not so excited or happy with it. And it's like, oh, that was a lot of work for a card. Well, then you have the opposite end of the spectrum where you have a really cool card and it didn't take a lot. And it's like the risk to like work ratio was a really good percentage. So Sharon, you should have on your tablet, I think Danny just said something about you can double click on the picture and maybe that helps. So there's also, they put these little heart embellishments in. I see it's missing one. It's gone. That happens, you know, from time to time. I think the quality control got missed, but I will definitely be using what's left of mine, so I don't use Bonnie's. You always get some dimensionals or you get like little glue dots. So Paper Pumpkin is amazing because it's like the one-stop box for you to get everything to be creative and crafty, except for it doesn't include a scissors. So you generally will need a scissors to cut your ribbon, but look, you got almost a whole spool of ribbon. So you got your embellishments, you've got your adhesives, so you get envelopes. What I love about Paper Pumpkin are the envelopes. They always have coordinating envelopes. So these are beautiful. They're Poppy Parade red envelopes. And so for this, what I would do, if you use like a black Sharpie to write on here your person's address, or get yourself some white label stickers and put a white label on here so it's easier to read the name on the card if you're going to mail it. If you're going to hand deliver it, no problem whatsoever. Just hand deliver it to the person with their name on it. So but you have 8 envelopes here. So these are all matching. They're all the same. Then you have your card bases, and there's 4 of each one. So you have this diamond pattern that's in Poppy Parade. And then you have the diagonal stripes in the petal pink. And so there's 4 of each. And what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna make 1 of each. So while you guys are putting your paper pumpkins together, you could definitely do all of them while I'm working, or you could be prepping while I'm going through. But I generally like to put together 1 of each sample so that you know how to do them. Oh, I know, and those red envelopes are amazing. I wish that they had envelopes in every color that is Stampin' Up! Color. So I generally put together 1 of each, and then I'll do my alternative in a little bit. So thanks for everybody trying to help Sharon with the comments. I think everybody's technology is slightly different per se, and they operate a different way. So I grabbed out my bone folder. That's always, oh, we're gonna have to get these little guys. They're so cute and adorable. I'm gonna move them back because you guys gotta see them. They're so cute. They're like staring at me. They're saying, do a good job. You can do it. So grab your bone folder, burnish the edges. Okay, so we have our 2 cards here. That's our bases. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Look at this. If you flip over the cardboard, there are instructions. Woohoo! You think I was doing that blindly. I think I was until I'm like, oh, there's pictures. So in the instructions here, it has what to do. Like step 1, it says you're going to stamp a bunch of things. And then step 2 is adding ribbon to stuff. And then 3 is assembling. And then 4 is adding the little resin stickers. And those are these things right here. So you can have these in front of you. You could be a very visual person and just look at pictures and kind of figure it out. But if you want the step-by-step and like, oh, what should I do first? That's in here. So let's set that up right there. Then in your kit, you also have 4 like this. And those 4 will go with that card right here. So that's for that one. And then you have the mailboxes. And so you should have 4 of these as well. So that one will go with that card. So if you have a little bit more space than I do, like if you have your table, you could be setting your things on your piles too. Then you have a sheet of these little labels. These are the same labels that will come in the little add-on box here. And so I'm going to take out 1 of those for this card over here. And so you have 6, but you only need 4. So they have been really good about adding extra labels in case you mess them up. Yes, those little hearts can definitely be colored. And speaking of that, we're going to grab a Poppy Parade blend and we're going to set it here so that we remember to color one. So Cecile, I am located in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's between Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, and Appleton. So this little guy goes here. If you are ever in the area, I do in-person classes up the wazoo, like lots. Like I probably do 3 in-person classes a week, and then I do a live at least once a week. So you're always welcome on Thursday nights to watch me live, and then my schedule is on my website. If you go to my calendar of events, you can always see stuff. So when the whole crazy Corona COVID stuff kind of settles down a little bit and people are up for road trips, Wisconsin is an amazing place to come visit, I promise. And you could come visit now if you wanted. So this little guy goes here. So you have 4 of those, 4 of those. You have 4 of the loves, which go here. And then there was this little guy. Oop, that actually goes right over there. So we've got our pieces laid out for the cards. I thought maybe you could tell from my accent that I'm from Wisconsin. People tease me about that. So these are the 2 cards. And so what it says to do first is to do some stamping. So the stamps, oh my gosh, you guys. When I saw these stamps, I was so... The road trip, Jennifer, mark your calendar for July 11th for the Summer Creative Escape. In case you were wondering, Danny, you too, you got to become a demonstrator and come to my house for the Winter Creative Escape. So anyways, that was a little teaser for you guys. So this has a snail. Oh my gosh. You guys, like, who doesn't love the little snail? And it coordinates with the Snailed It bundle. Oh my gosh, so adorbsy. So I stocked that little snail. He's what's stamped in the little here. You get a little surprise like peekaboo. Okay, so you guys, I'm getting giddy, sorry. I just think it's adorable. So that's the snail. And we have the heart here. And then sending love your way is what we'll also need. Where in Wisconsin? Linda, I am in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. If you look it up, it's Fondulac. Right between Milwaukee, Madison, and Appleton, Green Bay. I'm right in the middle. And then we also need the U. So these are the stamps we're going to need for these cards. And so I've got them set off to the side here. Then it's the heart here. So this heart has a lot of different hearts inside the heart. And so the ink color that we're using is Poppy Parade. And you want to grab your piercing mat out. And the first thing that I'm going to do is stamp that heart inside the heart. Now, if you're at home, again, do all 4 of these at the same time. Get them made. Get them so you can send them out because, you know, they're kind of dated. Like Valentine's Day is coming up on the 14th. It's my Aunt Marge's birthday on the 14th. And so she also has a birthday coming up. July 11th is a Sunday, Francie. So that is correct. And I couldn't remember the date off the top of my head, but I am doing the Summer Creative Escape. I'm doing it 3 days, 1 day each day. And you could come Friday. I'm taking vacation from work. So it's a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. And it's that weekend. So if the Sunday is the 11th, you can pick the 9th, the 10th, or the 11th. But I'm running it 3 different days. And it's a full day, 9 to 7 each day. I'm going to be tired and I'm going to take off Monday. That's going to happen. Tyler already told me. He's like, just take off Monday and then you can recuperate. So when you're inking up the ink, you know, get a good, nice coverage. With Stampin' Up's ink pads, they're foam, so you do not need to squish into them. You can see I'm just setting this on here. So yes, Melanie, mark your calendar. I'm working out all the details and the invitation email to everybody. So you want to get it nice and inked up good. And because it's photopolymer, you can hover that right over the top and get it centered. perfectly. So yes, Jennifer, you already staked the claim to the guest bedroom. And yes, you can be there all 3 days. You can attend one day and then help me the other 2 days. So yes. So I can take 16 people each day because I can comfortably fit 16 people in my she shed here. So, all right, so I stamped that and I tried to get it nice and good. So the more you press, the more that you let the ink set to the paper, it'll look better. So the Paper Pumpkin is a subscription and you sign up not knowing what you're gonna get. And so this Paper Pumpkin, as far as I know, I don't have any left. There are other demonstrators that could potentially have them, but I don't know who or what or when. But I generally get like 4 extra every month and they sell out. It's crazy. So look at this, guys. This is what happens when you buy a brand new chamois. It is beautiful and purple, and I literally just put this bad boy in here. So when you get a chamois, it's okay, this is my thing. I just learned this the other day. This is a tool. It's not a jewel. It will get dirty. So when you're going to clean your stamps, stamp off a couple times, and then you're gonna grab your chamois. Oh, I know, take a deep breath and just live with it. You're gonna get ink all over it and it's gonna start to get stained. And that's what the purpose of the chamois is. It is a tool, not a jewel. Use it, love it. Don't abuse it too bad, but that's how you clean the stamps. And then that just goes right back in the case and it stays wet for a while and then eventually you'll need to rehydrate the chamois. So I saw that, Danny. I looked at your order. The chamois was the first thing listed. I love it. Okay, so that's the only time we need to use the heart. So then we also, where did I put all these little guys? Oh man, they're all over the place here. I can't lose them. So we also have here a U, and the U is stamped on this little guy right here. So the thing with blocks too is you see how I went from the heart is on this size block. Well, then the U I put on a little A block. So it's important to have the appropriate size block for the stamp so that, like, if this little baby stamp was on this big block and you go to ink it up, you'll end up with ink all the way around it. So you're putting less pressure on it if you have the right size stamp for the block. So yes, those chamois are awesome. You just rinse it under water. Sometimes the ink will come out good and then it'll just stay like that. So I'm gonna clean all these at the same time. So we got that stamp. Then we have this little guy right here. You guys, I finally am moving into the hive where I have blocks at my disposal. I have ink at my disposal. And did you see that? I went and got it. I just reached over and there it was. It feels so good to be kind of like collective in one spot. So, oh, I know. So this little guy here, oh, and the other thing too, I didn't do it these last couple times, but I tried to teach you guys the first time, well, and I had used this stamp. That's why. When you first get stamps, so I set these over here for Bonnie. So these are the brand new ones. The first time you get stamps, it's always good to practice stamping on other paper just to make sure they stamp good and to get any residue that might be on them off. But I had previously used those, so I went straight away to the stamping. So get that nice and inked up good, and then I'm just hovering over it till I get it where I think I want it. And nice even pressure. So you guys, don't be afraid to let the ink transfer to the paper. You're gonna get a better image when you do that. Like honestly, I know Diane, she sits there for like 30 seconds and is like la 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 la, and then she'll take it off and it's like, it just gives it a nice crisper image when you let the ink transfer. Okay, so that's that one. And then there's just a little bit, there's like one more thing that we gotta stamp for outside. So let's just get these clean though. So there's that one. And oh yeah, you guys, when I first started doing my lives, I had a brand new chamois and now I graduated that one to the tables and I got myself a new one. So then these little guys right here, so they are gonna get stamped on this piece right here. And they actually just get one time, they get stamped, and I'm looking at the picture for guidance, and it looks like it's about like that. But you could put more around if you want to, but that's what the picture shows, and so that's what I'm gonna go with first. The other thing too is on the inside of your cards, guys, I think that you could definitely decorate. Let's see here. We should do that. We'll decorate the inside. It's kind of crazy that sometimes you don't think, oh, decorate the inside of the card to match from the outside. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Carol. So on the inside of this one, we could definitely stamp that saying, that's such a pretty saying, sending love your way. And so, because that one says love you on the outside, so we'll put this right about, I always like to go about a third of the way down. So I always tell people where you put your sentiment will dictate how much you want to write. So if people like to write books, you put your sentiment higher, and if you are not a writer, you can put it more in the middle and just sign your name and it won't look weird. So there we got, sending love there. And now the other card says that on the outside. So I don't know quite yet we're gonna put on the inside. So we'll let that be for a second. And we'll clean that guy up again. So I want to switch the blocks over here. Let's get that there. Like I was saying, I like to put stuff in the inside. So if you guys have your stamps at home, you could definitely put some of these hearts like hanging around the top here, like confetti. Yeah, the mailbox is so cute. Or you could put like along the bottom here. So you could go like this and create a little border along the bottom with this guy. Now you got like to the end here and you're like, shoot, you ran out of space. Okay, so what you do is just grab a piece of white paper and treat it like it's a mask. It's covering up the area. And now you're able to get to the end without going over. So that's how I would do that. All right, so I think for right now, that's what we're gonna do for some stamping. We're gonna cover the take your pick tool so I don't poke myself. So now it comes down to a little bit of assembly, and it's not so crazy. You have your mini glue dots in the kit that they gave you. If you don't like those, some people don't like the paper pumpkin glue dots. You know, they just have a hard time with them. That's okay. You could always use the mini glue dots that come on the roll like this. The other thing that I love to use is liquid glue. So I always pull in my liquid glue. So what I will do first is this little guy is what goes on the back like this. And so some people will put tape back here, which is not a problem. Everybody has their own method to their madness for putting things together, but I generally like to put a little line of liquid glue. And if you, some people don't like the liquid glue, don't use liquid glue if you don't like it, but I put a little line like that. And I always like to be able to see the front of what I am working on versus the back, because the front is more important to me. I want to make sure the front is straight. I don't care what the back looks like. So as long as I didn't put too much glue on there, it shouldn't ooze out. And so I glued this little black scallop fringy thing to the back. This one has the scallop fringy thing on the left-hand side. And so just take a little bit. Less is best with this glue. This Tombow glue that we sell with Stampin' Up!, it's a craft glue, so it's very tacky and it dries and it bonds really good. So once you get it on there, you shouldn't have to, you get a little wiggle room. You have about 10 seconds that you can wiggle this where you want it. Where with tape runner, you don't get that forgiveness. And so as long as you don't put too much on there, it shouldn't ooze out the back. Okay, so there are these two. Then there's a little bit of ribbon on this card right here. And how they do it in Paper Pumpkin, and most people do, is they will tie the ribbon around and tie the bow on here. I can't handle that. Did you get the bottom of what's up with that? Would you ever use the bottom of the liquid glue? No. Is this the bottom? No. I never use this end. I don't know why this end even exists. That's my personal thought. But I would never use, because I always use this end of the liquid glue. And I never set my liquid glue like that, because then my glue is always on the wrong end. So that's why I use a glue holder. Yeah, so definitely use those glue holders. I have these for sale too. They're not a Stampin' Up! Item. I have a friend who makes them. Her husband and her make them. So hi, Melanie. And so they are $5. So they're a really good investment for your crafting glue holder. So for the bow here and this ribbon, I don't like to tie around. I like to cheat every single time when it comes to making a bow. And I say cheat, it's just not cheating. It's just using a different method to the madness, right? So how I do this is I will take my ribbon and I put my tear and tape on the back end, And now from the front, I can see where I need to put my ribbon. So where's my ribbon scissors? Right here, perfect. So I'm gonna cut myself just a hair longer than what I need, and I'm going to place it right about here. Because I've already put the tear and tape on the back, all I have to do is flip my tails over and I'll know it'll catch that tear and tape. And now I've visually made sure my ribbon was straight. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna cover up the tear and tape with more tear and tape, and I'm gonna leave the waxy paper on it though this time, because now I wanna just treat it like tape. The reason I did that is because I wanna pop this up with dimensionals. So I've got my dimensionals here, and I'm gonna put some on the back so that this layer gets popped up. And how many you use is always just a personal preference, but I might as well use them up, right? You know, when you think about how much a dimensional is, it's like not even a penny, I don't think. So they're really inexpensive. There's that. So now this will get adhered and put on the front of our card. And the picture shows it like a little bit higher, like up here, but I think I like it more right about here. So these are your cards, girls and guys. You can make them different. You can change them. They're yours. Make them however you want them. And so this love is what's gonna go here, and then the U goes right underneath it. And I'm gonna pop both of those up with dimensionals as well. And so this one will fit a couple of these really nicely, but this one, it's a little thinner. So when you guys get, ooh, I don't wanna use my ribbon, this is bad. I have to go get my glue scissors now. You guys, 30 seconds, not even. Kelly just did a tip Tuesday on having multiple scissors and why you want them. So this is my glue scissors. And so I want, for this little piece right here, I'm gonna cut some that are smaller that'll fit right on there. So don't be afraid to cut your dimensionals to be the size that you want them to be. And then, so that's ready. That's ready. And this is gonna go, you guys, some people were making their loves kind of crazy. So when I make my alternative card, you're gonna see why I said this. This is a die set that we used in the love class the other night. And so some people were putting their loves more crooked and some were putting them more straight. So that's completely up to you. But that's gonna go about like that. That's gonna go right about there. And now you're like, well, wait, what about the bow? Because in the picture, it has a bow there and it looks like they tied theirs around. Well, this is where I said I like to cheat a little bit. I bring in my bow maker. So let's get this without having everything fall over. And now I'm gonna make myself my own little bow using my bow maker, and we're gonna adhere it to the card with glue dots. So I'm just gonna grab that. So you guys, the next tip Tuesday for next Tuesday, which I think is February 2nd, is going to be, drum roll, brrr, a bow maker tip Tuesday. Okay, so Kathy Jackson, are you excited to hear that? You guys have been asking for the bow maker tip Tuesday, and we've had it in the plans, and so be ready on Tuesday for the bow maker. So I didn't explain how to make the bow there because come Tuesday, you guys are gonna have a long video explaining how to make the bow. So look at that. That is what a bow maker does. It makes a perfect little bow. And I take my glue dots then and put one right on the side here. And then I'll stick my bow right to it. Now, the tails. This ribbon is a little bit wiry, I want to call it. So I'm going to try to pull them down where I want them. And they're going to kind of like do that, which I don't know if you guys see, they're all over. They're all over the place. So I'm going to take a glue dot and I'll roll it in my fingers so that it's long and skinny. And I'm going to place it right where I want my tail to go. And I'm going to show it who's boss. That's what I like to do. I like to show my boss. So they're going to call me the queen of the mini glue dots is what they told me, because I use up to like 5 of them when I'm putting a bow on a card. So there you go. And then you take your ribbon scissors, and now that you have your tails nicely secured, you can trim your ends Now you've got the bow on the card how you want it. And we're not done yet. These little things, these little stickers, they fit perfectly on these hearts, really cute like. So you can put one there. Now Jen said you can color these. So that's what we were just saying. Bring out your blends. And so like that one's red right now and we want it to stay red. You can color these. So these are alcohol-based markers. And when you use them, you can color on embellishments. And so just give it a second to dry. And we're gonna grab another one. So that one's gonna go over here. And then we're gonna grab one more for right in the middle here. Boom. He looks good there. And I think we're almost done. So let's grab this little guy off. So this is just perfect because you can color these almost any color you want, but it gives it a shiny little look to it, and it still matches the card awesome because Poppy Parade, it comes in one of the blends. All right, so we got one card done. Isn't that pretty? Like, so this is what I was saying earlier. It's like you get a lot for the card is gorgeous. Like, and it's very minimal amount of work for you guys with these paper pumpkins. Okay, this guy, we are going to make a bow and put it back here, and we got to add a couple hearts and stars here. So when you're doing yours, you have plenty of these little things left. So and I don't know, they're called like things. I ran and got my bow wet and she was done, right, Melanie? I ran and you're funny. That's what happens. But Melanie, I just was saying that I'm gonna make another bow right now. So I'll bring the bow maker out, so no problem. I'll make one more here. So this, looking at the sample here, has one more little star over here. So you can use as few or as many of these little pink things. There's plenty left over. I made my 8 cards from my other kit and I had all of that left over. So this one is going to have a little bow underneath here. So again, you can make your bows by yourself with your hands and that's fine, but why not make it easy on yourself? And so this is the loose end on the right for me because I'm a righty, and then have these cross and make an X. Kathy Jackson just joined us. Kathy, I just said tip Tuesday, I think February, let me look at my calendar here. February 2nd is Tuesday. Be ready for a bow maker tip Tuesday. It's happening. So I don't know if you guys saw me make that bow, but it was under. So you cross them and you go over and under and then just knot it. And then as I was knotting, you pull your ends down and to the left and to the right. Okay, so now that you got the bow like that, oh, let's put this over here. So this one it shows it like behind here and like the ends. So here's a picture that we have here. Should put a heart. Oh, yes, good, Cecile. I will do that. So right here, you see how there's a bow? It is a bow, and it's just coming out the back end. So, that sounds like a personal problem. So we're gonna put a little heart right there on the envelope. Okay. So how I'm gonna put this bow on the back of my label is with a little bit of tear and tape. So I'm gonna prep that, put that on the side right here, and we're gonna put the bow so the ends are coming out which way. And when we get it on there, it'll all be perfect. It always is perfect. So then I'm gonna pop the rest of that up with dimensionals. So grab your sheet of dimensionals. And I'm gonna put a little guy right on the end there, just because I wanna have it popped up right on the end there. You typed instructions of what I said for the bow maker and you have it taped on your desk. I love it. Okay, that is awesome. And has it helped? Yeah, I think, Kathy, that has helped you immensely with your bows. You know, like, because so many people say they always just pull up the instructions every time. It's got to be like riding a bike, though. Once you do it so many times, you gotta hopefully get it. And then you remember, right? So, all right, so this little guy is going off to the side here, and I can finagle my bows a little bit. I should have made, oh, there, that's how I wanted it. Perfect. So then you can grab this little guy. He's going to hang out that way. This little guy this way. And now I'm going to pop all of this up as well on my card. So popping up is a personal preference. And I know that there are a bunch of people, hi Linnea, there are a bunch of people that don't like to add thickness to their cards. So they like to put things flat, but I love to pop things up. So I generally pop a lot. So it looks better on the top of the label, I think. So, oh, the bow. Yeah, that could be. Let's pop this. Once you put this on the red card though, this is amazing how this comes together. And I just try to center it top to bottom, left to right as much as possible. And that's it, guys. There's not much to this paper pumpkin card either. But like the whole like pattern paper in the background, a little bow sticking out, and all these little accents, they make this card. So I like this one. So this matches the snail a lot too. The bow, you mean? Yeah. Oh, yes. So that's what I have for putting the paper pumpkin cards together. So you guys doing your kits at home, you will make 4 of this one and 4 of this one. Now, if you like to get crazy and use the paper pumpkin products for additional cards, there is a Facebook group called Paper Pumpkin. Jen, if you're still watching, you could probably post it, but it's a paper pumpkin group. And there's so many people that are so creative that they'll cut their paper and just make alternatives galore. So, but to me, like these were just so easy. I needed some February birthday cards, and so people got Valentine's Day cards for their February birthday cards. So now though, we want to make some alternatives. And I have one, it's a fun fold in my mind of what we're going to do. And I think it's called an interlocking card, an interlocking. So we're going to see, I think I need the heart here yet. So I'm going to leave the heart out, and I'm going to grab some stuff of what I have just to show you guys. If you ever have questions about anything that I'm doing or making, you can always reach out to me via my email address here. So Paper Pumpkin Fan Club and the Paper Pumpkin page. Thank you, Jen. So yes, there are other things out there that you can search on Facebook to get more ideas and inspiration. Okay, so let me grab my pile. This is what I've got for us to work on tonight. I promise it'll turn into something really nice. So, and I gotta find, oh, let's see here. I gotta tell you guys. So, all right. It's an interlocking card. I gotta see if I can find where I put Bonnie's card. Okay, we're gonna start going for it. So this is a piece of black cardstock. It's Stampin' Up's 8.5 by 11, and it needs to get cut and scored. Oh, and of course, let's see here. I got the cutter right here. So I am gonna make 2 of these. So my trick when I'm making 2 of these is I'm going to score, I'm gonna score both halves at the same time. So sometimes I see people that hi Bonnie, and Linda, I see people cut their cardstock in half, and then they have their 2 mats, and then they have to score them separately. So one of the things that I like to do is I take this whole sheet of paper, and it's gonna be 2 bases for me. I'm gonna do my scoring at the same time. And for this card, it's a fun fold actually. And I need to score it at 2 3/4 from each end. So because I'm gonna have 2 bases, one here and one here, it's a hot dog style. You gotta make sure that you grab your scoring blade and not your cutting blade. That's such an important thing. How many of you have meant to score and you cut? Because that happens to the best of us. So I'm scoring at 2 3/4 on this end right here. And I'm gonna score at 2 3/4 on the other end. All right, so right there. Again, making sure you grab scoring. Okay, so now I've scored my 2 bases, and now I wanna cut them into 2 bases. So at 4 1/4, I'm gonna cut, get the scoring out of the way, and I might just move that pile. I'm a little bit rocky, so I don't want that to affect my cut. So now what I'm doing is I've scored them both, and now I'm gonna cut them both. And so I've got my 2 bases with them scored. What I was saying earlier is I find that sometimes people will cut it, and then they'll grab this piece and score it, and then they'll grab this piece and score it. Well, that's not an efficient use of your time. And I like to teach you guys how to be more efficient as well. So that's where I would score both of those at the same time and then cut them in half. Okay, so that is gonna become our base. And you're like, what is going on here? So if you see this middle section here, between our score lines is 5 1/2, which is the normal size of a card, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I'm gonna score I scored it, and now I'm gonna fold on my score lines, both sides. So the thing is also that, like, I don't want these to overlap here. So I'm gonna, as I'm folding, I'm gonna push this back a little bit. Okay, so I might as well make both at the same time because they're gonna be the same card, but different. Okay, so here's that. And I'm trying to pull in paper pumpkin stuff, but yet show you like how paper pumpkin coordinates with products in the mini catalog and the annual catalog. Thanks for sharing, Bonnie. So we have our two bases here. So we basically, half of 5 1/2 is 2 3/4. So you score at 2 3/4 in on each side, and then when you fold it, it makes it to an A2 card size. Then, whoa, I'm gonna show you something special with this. Okay, so the paper I'm using tonight, I have scraps here. Did a little math earlier about what size I needed. So I have some white mats here. The inside mat of a normal A2 card is always 5 1/4 by 4. So I've got a couple mats here that we're gonna use for the inside of this card right here. So I got a couple stamped here, or cut. And then we have these panels here. So there's a panel here and a panel here. And what I did is I grabbed Poppy Parade paper and I cut off so that there was 1/8 of an inch margin, I think. Let's grab the handy dandy little ruler and double check. Yep, 2 1/2 by 4. So 2 1/2 by 4, and that's gonna be a mat here, and then I've got a mat here, like that. Then this is some of the True Love Designer Series paper. So at first I saw this, I'm not a black and white paper kind of person, but I am now. I didn't start off that way until I saw this paper. But this is part of the love set, the Valentine's Day, like beginning of the catalog love stuff. It's all black and white paper that has all flowers on one side. My favorite, absolute favorite is the daisy. I love it a lot. And then there's some bigger flowers that we used in class this past week, and then that one. And then the back side is the coolness. They're all patterns, like that one's super cool. This is the same pattern. Look at this, guys. It's the same pattern that's with the red pumpkin card. And then you've got your diagonal stripes. I think that might be my favorite of oh, I like the polka dots too. There's polka dots, and then there's whatever that's called, and then the stripies. So just think coloring. Like you can give the white any color you want to make it just go boom, pop. So bring on the Stampin' blends. You are so accurate. And the brush, I should say, Jen, this blending brush is what came out in the new mini catalog. It's wet. It was by the sink, so I'm trying to clean out the pink. That color's over the top of it so pretty too. So yes, think coloring when you see this paper. So our DSP then is slightly smaller. The DSP is Designer Series paper. It's 2 5/16 by 3 13/16. You guys, if you've been watching me for a little while, you know I'm a 16th kind of person. It gives it like a little bit of trim. But working in eighths, like if you would have taken just 1/8 off, it would be so little. It would be like just a little bit. And if you take off 1/4, then you have a lot of red. So I like it to be right in the middle. I don't know why I started doing that, but I like that kind of a thickness of a border. So we can go ahead. Oh, sad. I don't want to cover up the daisies. So my two favorite patterns are on the same page. Is that not sad? So I have to cover up one of them. And so I use the liquid glue because it allows me to wiggle it around. And then we'll grab this one right here. Oh, this red and black is just so amazing. Okay, and then wiggle, wiggle a little bit. It goes in spot. Then flip those two over and we can glue those down as well. So I'm going to be making 2 cards for you tonight. They're going to be similar, but different. And you'll see why in a little bit. So we're going to put this one on this side. And then this one goes on this side. No, so those brushes, Cecile, you can wash them out and use them for different colors. So they come in a pack of 3, and you might keep like one for blues and one for reds and one for purple. But you don't have to say, oh, this one's for this color purple and this one's for this color pink. So I've used this brush right here. I had the brush when it was drying, I had it this way, and I shouldn't have, because then the color seeps to the brush. So when you dry your brushes, you should let them dry facing down so that it seeps out. But we were using this in class last night. We actually made this card last night in class, and this is a white die cut from the Valentine's Day sets, and then we took Blushing Bride, and everybody used the blending brush and just colored it so that this was a white frilly heart thing, and now it turned into Blushing Bride. So we made a book card. Sarah Simon, I cased her card, and everybody makes book cards. I just love them. So that was our bingo card last night. So it was so much fun. Okay, and then as long as I've got you guys, I'll show you the other. I cased this card from Chris Sloger. This was our other bingo card. Oh, you can see me. Hi, guys. So this was our other bingo card. We had Valentine's Day bingo last night, and so this is that snail paper, the snail DSP. And look at these dies. I'm going to show you where these dies come from in a second here. Okay, so now for this one, we are going to do something similar, but we're going to change it. So I cut a couple different pieces here. So there's either the black stripey here or the polka dotty. So we're going to go for the polka dotty because I like the polka dots too. So, because we are going to try to make 2 alternatives here while we're at it. So I like to do like a couple things. You guys, I'm a multitasker if you haven't figured that out. So I will glue 2 things and prep 2 things and then put my glue down versus doing one, putting the glue down, putting one. Your glue has time to sit there and marinate for a second. I wouldn't leave it there for a minute because after a minute it gets tacky and then it's hard to maneuver it and MacGyver it on your paper here. So we're gonna put that there and flip those over and glue those. Yes, thank you for that, Cecile. Those cards were so much fun. And the other night I did a lot of the prep work for those cards for people. So we had a full house and they didn't have to move from their seat at all. Everybody basically only got up to get snacks. So yeah. Hi, Sandy from California. We're making the alternative right now, and you can always go back and watch from the beginning the other ones. I'll show them in here in a second too, the cards that we made for Paper Pumpkin. So 2 different looks going on here, right? We got polka dots and we got the stripes and the red with the black. Oh man, it's so good. Okay, so I've got this are just scraps. So when you cut your mats at 4 inches and 4 inches, you know, like when you have your mats here and you cut at 4 inches, you end up with a 1/2 inch left on the side. This is perfect for little banners and sentiments, okay? So that's all that is a scrap. Then you have here 4 squares. They are, hi Susan from New York. They are all the same size. They're I'll go like this. They're 3.5 by 3.5. And then we have another poppy one that is 3.25 by 3.25. This is where the magic happens. So this is so exciting. So this is where I needed Bonnie's card to figure out how to do this because I was not getting that you needed 4 of these. I was getting that you needed 2, but I didn't know how they made the card interlock. So what we're making is an interlocking card or an inner something. Okay, so because these are 3.5, right? We got to figure out what 1/2 of 3.5 is. So if you pull out your ruler, so 1/2 of 3 is 1.5, and 1/2 of a 1/2 is 1/4. So we got to go to 1 3/4. Okay, math is hard sometimes, so I like to work easier. So at 1 3/4, we need to make a score line, which is basically right down the dead center. So we got to make sure we have the scoring one. And so you're going to score at 1 3/4. Now you have to do that on 2 of them. So again, find where your 1 3/4 is and get it as close to it, and you're gonna score. Hi, Jean Benson. Hi, Deborah. So we've got 2 of our 3.5 by 3.5 squares scored in the middle at 1 3/4. But because we're making 2 cards, I'm gonna grab another set here that's already done by the magic of TV. Okay, so this is, have you guys Googled it yet? Have you looked up what an interlocking card is? So this gets folded in half, hence why we did a score line. And then the other one gets folded in half as well. Now we get glue happy. So these get glued together. So we're gonna do, prep this guy over here and this. So I've got my two scores are in the middle and they're both opening outward. Okay, grab one of your squares here and you're going to line it up so that the edges, so I'm gonna pick this up and I'm just gonna make sure that side's straight and move that. So now all my lines on this side are flush and this side are flush. And this one goes right next to it. And you wanna just make sure everything's lined up nicely. If you have any overage hanging, you can just nip it with your scissors when you get that far. So here's what we've got so far. We've got going out that way. And now we gotta do this piece right here needs to go on the other side. So we're just gonna be gluing this onto that. So we're gonna get glue happy again. It's very important that your spine, the crease, is in the middle and that your ends open outward. So this should fit right over the top. Make sure you're all flush on all your sides. As long as you cut everything at 3.5 by 3.5, you should be pretty golden. Okay, so that's what we've got. Go right there it is. You can see what I've got going on here. It's like connected here in the middle. But we're not just doing one, we're gonna do two. So in case you missed any of that, we're gonna do it a second time. So I have a second set of squares that are 3.5 by 3.5. Two of them are scored in at the middle, which is 1.5. Making sure your spines are butted up against each other. And we're gonna put glue on one side, glue on the other side. And let's get these put on here without making a hot mess. So I like to hold it up and just make sure. So with that glue, you got a little bit of wiggle room. You can get it so it's exactly where you want it. So I like to just make sure they're lined up good. Now this one, I got my ends meeting. So that one's gonna go on this side. I don't want them to be overlapping in the middle. Make sure I'm lined up on the side. Are you guys doing okay there? You're probably like, what is she making? Inquiring Minds. Do you guys remember the National Enquirer? Oh my gosh. We got it well, actually my grandparents got it and then they passed it down to us so we could, my parents and brother really liked to read it. So it's always fake news, right? But Inquiring Minds want to know. All right. So I just did a repeat of what that one is. Now, are you ready for it? We're making an interlocking card. So there's a little bit of finagling that's gonna have to happen here. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, this slides on this side and this one, okay? So boom, like that slides on here and it locks it. But now, because of this middle part right here, that is a little chunk of interference is what I would call that. It is getting in the way of making our card want to go flat. And we want our card to go flat. So what we have to do is we have to finesse it ever so slightly to like re-roll our score line. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna press it flat right in the middle and hold it. And I'm just gonna re-burnish the edges. Okay? And now that did it. It just needed to be squished flat. So you can see me, I'll do that again on this one. So let's just, this little guy's gotta, oh there. He needs to come, so he's centered. Okay, so this, we're gonna do it one more time. Isn't it cool when I do two? Because then you guys can see it a second time. So that just goes in like that. Oh man, hang on. Gotta get you in there. Okay, so that's lit up. But now remember, we've got that whole weirdness going on. And it's really hard. So whenever you score things, the scoring is set up at 1/8 inches. It's not set up at 1/16. Had it been set up at a 1/16, I could have scored it out just a little bit, but you know, it's okay. We're gonna work with it. So squish this down, just centered, and then you're gonna take your phone folder and just push it. Make it know that it needs to go over the edge, just like that. Okay, flat. As Bonnie would say, kill it flat or something, like squish it good. So, hi Lisa. Now we have our Poppy Parade. That is, we said what? Something by something. 2 3/4 by, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So that's gonna go here. And this is where I don't know what's gonna happen. I knew everything to that point, but I didn't know after that. So I grabbed a piece of white that is 2 1/2. Show it who's boss, right? I love it. So we're gonna have this white is 3 by 3. Now, Bonnie, I hope you're okay with it. I'm making an alternative, and this is why I'm making 2, because I'm giving one to Bonnie as a thank you for letting me use her kit. So this is where the alternative comes in. So I envisioned this little dude going on here. So this needs to be 3 by 3, and it's currently more than 3 by 3. It's 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. So we gotta do a little shaving on here. So this is where the little baby comes in, and I meant the trimmer. So we gotta get, I think, 1/4 inch off of each side. So I think I'm gonna do, that's gonna cut it really tight with our little heart. So we're gonna try right here, just to see what happens. You can cut a tiny sliver off. Oh, you're so correct, Luann. Okay, I think this is what Luann was just telling me to do. So she said you could just cut off a little tiny sliver off of each end here. And like, I think this is what you're saying, Luann. You could cut a little sliver off this side and a little sliver off this side, and then you won't get that bumpy, humpy thing going on. I think that's what you just said. Okay, so if I cut that here, I think we'll be okay. Then we're not cutting off. We're gonna just leave that little flower. Oh, we can do a little bit more right there. Okay, so now we've got the 3 going on. So we gotta trim off a little on this side as well to get this down to a 3 by 3 to fit on here. Boom. Okay, then we're gonna stamp that red heart thing right in the middle. I think we're done with that. So this one is here, and then grab this out. We're gonna do a little bit more stamping. Yes, okay, Luann, I got what you were throwing. Yeah. So that is a really, you know what, we can try that. We can definitely try that. So here we're gonna do is stamp our hearts. Get it inked up good. Get that guy right in the middle there. And so for one of the cards, we're gonna have this in the middle, but I don't wanna cut up all of Bonnie's pieces. So we're gonna just improvise, and we're gonna do one of these right in the middle. Oh, it's really hard to see white on white. So we're just gonna go like that, just because I know we'll be okay. That's gonna go right in the middle. Oh, Kim and Avis, aunt and niece, I love it. Okay. My aunt is watching, and my sister-in-law is watching too. So there's what we've got for the heart there. Then I wanted to show you guys some coordinating. Oh, let's clean that. So one of the things I like to do, especially with red inks, is dominoes every time. So you guys see, I always gotta have the chapstick and the lip gloss right there. You never know when you're gonna need it. Okay, so there's a clean one. So some stuff that coordinates really nicely with the love stuff is this forever and always. And so in this card right here, this love, I loved it, but I don't want to use Bonnie's love because I feel bad I'm using up all of our pumpkin. So in this, there's a die that is the white background, and then there is the of, and then the L. So I did die cut a couple of these ahead of time, and we're gonna put those on our cards. But that came from this bundle right here. So forever and always, these dies. And then the cards that I just showed you, there's this lots of heart from bingo last night. These are amazing dies. So that's where a lot of these hearts came from, in case you were wondering. And then this was always in my heart. It has some really pretty dies with it too. Oh yes, so Faye, I had never, this interlocking thing, I've seen it a few times now, and I love it. It's so awesome. So we are going to use then our little scraps here. So this is love, and then we're gonna grab, in the stamp set here, there's one that says you more. And we're gonna stamp that on our little scratch piece of paper in Memento. And you guys see Kelly's, she did a Tip Tuesday this week on the Memento versus Stays On. So in case you're newer to stamping and you don't know what the difference is, you can watch her Tip Tuesday. It's on the Cards by Christine page. Kelly is my cousin, my fabulous cousin and marketing manager. And she helps me with all of my Facebook social media. We both work at it, but she helps. She's like the glue that helps keep it all going. So I'm gonna put the You More here. And then we're just gonna use a scissors and not the ribbon scissors. So Kelly did a Tip Tuesday on Memento versus Stays On, which is permanent ink versus water-based ink, and when you would use both. Oh, Sandy, you didn't know all that. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. We also have a Tip Tuesday lined up on using the acetate paper. There's mercury acetate paper, and we've got that lined up for the week after. So if you guys ever have ideas or suggestions for Tip Tuesdays or Technique Thursdays, you can email me. There's always more ideas than there's time to do them. But she does a really good job. So we've got the You More kind of situated here. Then let's go back to this guy. So I want to tell you a tip and a trick about this stuff. So whenever you have die cuts that are little like this and they're really thin, it is a lot of work to take your glue and line it all over the place. I tell you, I promise you, it is a lot of work. I get it. So Stampin' Up! Came up, and they don't come up with it, but they have it in their catalog now. They are called Adhesive Sheets. And you get a pack, I think there's 12.5, so there's 6 inches. And you can cut them to the size and the shape that you want. And so I've been working on these. And what this in essence does is it makes stickers. So you would cut the piece that you want and you'd peel it off and put it on the back of your paper, and then you go about your die cutting. And when you die cut it, it makes it into a sticker. It's so super cool. So you don't have to use liquid glue. So what you'll do though first is I'm gonna just like cut all those off to the side. So you gotta use your pokey tool and kind of poke out some of the pieces that need to get poked out. And then what you do is you just peel off the stickers. So that's starting to come undone. So that peels off, okay? And it's glossy. Oh yeah, you guys can see that. It's glossy a little bit. So no more glue is needed on here. And you find where it needs to go. I should have done the L first. Hang on, guys. I want to do the L first. I feel like I'll be more successful if I start with the first letter of the word. So that peels off like that. You gotta be careful though using this on your cutting machine, because depending on how you cut it, it could potentially leave little residues. So get that, ooh, you gotta get it exactly where you want it right away. And then once you get it going, then, okay, so that just stuck right there. Do you see I didn't even put adhesive on there? The adhesive was already on, and now I feel like I can figure out where that's gonna go ever so perfectly. Look at that. Okay, and the glue is over every little bit of that love. It's all over. And so I didn't add extra liquid glue, getting a mess all over. And that's how if you're wondering about that, that's what these adhesive sheets are for. They are for you to make stickers with your die cuts. So this is going to get glued on to this one. And then we're going to glue that onto our black 3.5 by 3.5. Hi, Diane. Okay, and that will get popped over. And then today is Thursday. So what was Kelly's technique today? I don't even know if it was with the snailed it bundle. She took the bonus stamping, right? She took the insides of her of the stamps. It was actually my snail set. And there's like sometimes blank negative space. And she used that to make a card. So this is gonna go love. And then we're gonna put you more, like that probably. And we're gonna put a bow on. So I'm gonna pop up the love. Yeah, so Melanie, you just said you didn't need that set and now you need that set. That's funny. So that's, so I tease people in class. I say, well, now my work here is done. Just showing you something that you never thought you had to have, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I like that. You know, that so many people thought about that with a strawberry set until you start seeing all these beautiful ideas, and then it's like, oh, I really need that. You know, and that's good as long as you got to use this stuff, right? Always make it a point to try to at least make a card or two with every set that you get. Hi, Marcia. Oh, yes. So Jennifer, good point on that. So not only do they have sticker sheets, but they also have this in a foam style so that you can make that L-O-V-E. You could have popped that up. And so you can make foam stickers. So we're going to put this little guy down here. Oh, we're missing our U. See, this is where glue comes in. You can just wiggle it a little bit. I feel like we need a bow because you guys haven't seen enough bows yet. We're gonna put a little bow right over there. So we're getting there. And then I'm gonna make it a baby and I'm gonna make it a double bunny. So you're like, oh, double bunny. So you go 1 and then 2 times around. That's how you get the double bunny ears. And then under, so I went from under, I went over, and now under again. And then you just tie this in the back here. I do know Lori Krause. Lori Krause is amazing. She is a friend of mine. I love her. She is an amazing stamper. Oh my goodness. I participate in swaps with Lori, and there's never been a card in the last 3 years that I've gotten from Lori that I haven't loved. And it could even be 4 years. I can't remember. She's been swapping with me for a while. Yes, beautiful cards that girl makes. Oh, love it. So we have our little baby bow, and that's gonna go, where do we wanna put that? We'll figure out a spot when we get a glue dot. And let's see, where are we next here? I think I'm gonna put it right over there, and then there. Okay, and we didn't put any of the little guys on, so let's grab them, and we'll put one right there, and we're gonna put one over here. Oh, it's outside the lines. Are we okay with that? I think so. And we're gonna put another one over there. Oh, she's your demonstrator. Cool. Yep, Lori's a good girl. I love Lori. So there. Okay, so let's just trim our tails real quick because they got a little fray on them. So there's that. And there's that. Okay, so here's our first alternative. Our second alternative is gonna be very similar. It's not gonna be really different, but we did hear about trimming off, and we're gonna try it. You guys, we're gonna try it, and we're not gonna wreck the card by trying, I promise. We're just going to trim a little bit. And I think just a hair is what we're gonna do. A hair there, and a hair here. And hopefully a hair is what does the trick. Okay, that was, so you guys, this is amazing. So I learned from you, just like you guys learned from me. This is awesome. Let's see if that did the trick for shutting this card. Huh. So Susie Wood is the one that I saw do this card last week. I don't know if she put it on our demonstrator party planning place. Oh my God, that works. Okay, and now it's like, it doesn't buckle. So that's awesome. That was a great tip. So, okay, so this was an alternative paper pumpkin card using the interlocking mechanism that we've got going on. It doesn't add a lot of paper. It added, I mean, in terms of a decoration of paper, it doesn't add a lot because you're already putting, like on a normal card, you have layers like, well, I would have this many layers, but this uses that piece. Now, I did this and then I thought, well, I can't keep using Bonnie's pieces on her. So that's why I was like, well, let's make another one. And we're gonna simplify it a little bit by not having the gold. So this is where I stamped this already. And I think I'm gonna leave it like, oh, you know what? No. We can put from the stamp on here. Does Stampin' Up! Sell the small paper cutter? No, Melanie, they don't anymore. They gave that away as a promo gift for signing up to become a demonstrator last year. and then they were in the supply store, and then they sold out. So I went to the other side, haha. So I don't think that they are for sale anymore in the demonstrator supply store. So you could buy them. They were only $10, so it was a good deal. So we're going to stamp a few of these little dudes on the card here. So let's pull this back in. And so we're making another alternative, but using paper that's not in Paper Pumpkin. Basically, this is all, the only thing that's part of Paper Pumpkin now in this one is going to be the stamps. So we're gonna put this, oh, you know what? We're gonna do a different color, right? Why do the red when you can do Blushing Bride? Okay, guys, I'm gonna clean this off, and we're gonna, look at that. It looks so fluorescent-y. So let's look at this, guys. I can grab my Blushing Bride. It's right here. So we're gonna pull in, is it Blushing Bride? No, it's not. It's Petal Pink, you guys. Never fear. I have Petal Pink right here. Ha ha ha. That rhymed. Okay, so this is gonna go there. We're gonna put a few coming down the bottom like that. Add a little color. And now when we get the Love You More on there, it's going to be good. You're welcome, Melanie. Okay, this will get glued onto our Poppy Parade, which is right here. That Poppy Parade really pops. You know, you think it looks very similar to Real Red, but when you get it next to Real Red, it's a brighter it's a brighter red color. So this is gonna go onto our locking mechanism here. And leave that sit there. We're gonna grab our little baby, and we might as well, so had I known that I was gonna trim these off, I would have definitely trimmed before I adhered our mats down. But we say it all the time, whoever's getting this card is not gonna know your true intentions or what you think you messed up and what you think you didn't mess up on. So it's all good. Now then, that should help us with this. Oh my gosh, do you guys like the polka dots better or do you like the stripes better? That is my $1 million question. Hi, Pat. So let's slide this in here like that. All right, that was perfect. That was such a good tip to leave that. Okay, so now we've got one of these cut out and I have the sticker made. So we're gonna just peel that off of here like that. I'm gonna leave that on my thumb. And get the L, because I want to do the L. I feel like if I work from the left to the right, that worked better for me. I'm going to like give you right there. Okay. Polka dots. You like the polka dots? Polka dots. I like the polka dots. Oh my gosh. Okay, one for the stripes, rest for the polka dots. There's something about polka dots on Valentine's Day, I think. So here again, where you're putting this on, you really got to get it lined. Oh, hang on. We got to get that little guy out of there. So let's take the glue, polka dots, polka dots, polka dots, the dots. Oh my gosh. I think everybody voted for polka dots except for 2 people so far. So when you get these sticker things, you got to get them lined up really good to begin with. And then once you get it, it should go good. And then this one you just got to poke that out of the middle first. Yes, the stripes could be for a mask. You're very right. This is more delicate and soft and gentle, and this is yes, a little bit more the opposite. Okay, so get the love lined up in here. So if you like the love going on here, there is in this set of dies, there's one other thing that is in there, the always. So the always does the same cutout where it's the background, and then the always does the same kind of technique. So we're gonna grab a couple of those, you guys. I think the main winner was the polka dots. And you're right, Lynn. It depends on who you're sending the card to. If you are wanting to send this to a guy, I think you could get by with giving this one to the guy and the polka dot for the girls. Yep. Oh, I just love making that. And no pun intended, right? L-O-V-E, love. All right, where's our You More? Right there. And I did that flat. And That was with a little liquid glue. I'm gonna put that down there. So I'm gonna bring it back. Oh no, you know what? I'm gonna put it all the way to the red. Look at you, see what I did different? It's not much, but I put that a white ending there and I put that white ending on the red. It kind of cut up the border a little bit, kind of pulls your eye right there. Oh guys, we're gonna do another bow. Hopefully you got your fill of the bow maker tonight. So, double bow on this one too. So I like to do the double bows because it just fills it in a little bit more. So instead of having single bunny ears, you have 2 bunny ears. So there. And I didn't tell you how I did it that time. I just did it without thinking. Sorry. Oh, sometimes I do that. All right, then. And you know, if you're doing a more manly card too, you could just leave it like this and skip the embellishments and skip the bow. But you know what? I've made the bow, so the bow is going on. Otherwise, the bow may never get used for something else. So we're gonna stick that bow right where it was meant to be. And in this case, these tails, they seem to be going okay. So sometimes if you finagle tooth them a little bit, they go where you want them to. If you did a black bow that is just the knot, yeah, yes, yep. So I think, Kathy, what you're saying is instead of making a full-blown bow, just to like knot some ribbon and put it on the side there. Yes, it would definitely be less feminine to do that. And I totally made this card more feminine by putting a bow on it and putting some embellishments on it. But you know what? I think that one of you guys is getting one of these cards for next week because I can't give away Bonnie's card. So I'm giving away one of these alternative ones next week. So there. So you guys can figure out who's getting this card. And if it's going to a girl, no problem. Okay, the one thing I didn't do was make an inside for these cards. So you know what? We're going to make an inside. And we're going to do it with that set here that says, Sending Love Your Way, right? That's perfect. So we're gonna grab Sending Love Your Way and we're gonna do it in the Poppy Parade. We can't, oh, and then I have one more thing to show you guys for this card. So we're doing good. It's only about an hour and a half right now. So I wanna show you, you guys, we've been talking about decorating envelopes and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna decorate the envelope to match. So we're gonna do Sending Love Your Way on both of these. So I am still working through my stock of Whisper white paper by Stampin' Up. Just know they have white paper. Again, it's called basic white paper. It's very, very close to being the same color, if not the same. It's just the basic white is a hair crisper, like truer white. It's not as soft as this one. Let's put some little heartsies on the inside, and I already just put them back. Oh, what if we do the XO? There is an XO in here. Let's do that. So we're gonna grab Petal Pink. We should probably do Poppy. Poppy will stand out better than the Petal. So we're gonna put a little XO down in the corner here, sealed with a hug and a kiss. And one right there. Boom, right there. Okay, we'll glue these guys in and then we're going to decorate an envelope. This whole envelope, I wish I could have a matching envelope to the DSP that's on every card I create. It just is so much fun getting a card in the mail with the envelope matching because the DSP is the same. Oh, it's just so fun. Okay, so let's get these two glued. Oh man, okay, has that ever happened to you? Don't fret. We're gonna let that sit and dry. It's okay. So we're gonna let that one sit over there. That happens. So we're gonna let that dry really fast because I have my adhesive eraser. And if you guys have never seen an adhesive eraser at work, you'll see it right now because you probably think, oh, you just ruined the card because you got glue all over it. Nope, that is not the case at all. So that's our inside for this one. Look at that. Yeah, it's so fun. Okay, so then here's this. While that dries, I'm gonna go get the adhesive eraser so that I have that ready, and then that's almost dry. The top half just needs to get, you see it's still white here. So you see how I got glue all over the back of my card? Sad face, right? So we gotta wait for that to dry, and then we can take it right off. And hopefully this will still be sitting here good. So you guys give me 30 seconds. I'm gonna go get my adhesive eraser, and we'll show you how to take that off of there. Okay, so this is an adhesive eraser. So put hearts on the block with the sentiment. Yeah, absolutely, you can. You can definitely put multiple on there. I generally don't like to stamp with two. I like to be able to see my stamp through, so I won't stamp with two, but I will definitely use two. This is almost dry. So while we give that a second to dry, we're gonna put this on here. So, you've been seeing the decoration of the envelopes with, let's see if I have it here. It's right here. So I got this card in the mail, and it was awesome. The DSP on the card, here's the envelope. Matches. Perfect. It was so fun getting this mail. This was from Mary Ann. So I'm going to do it with this one. So I have an envelope here, and I have a scrap of DSP. It was just like a sliver that I had. And you guys, I haven't done this in a long, long time, but I just think what you do is you glue it on here. So that's generally what I'm going to do. If anybody has any tips on how to do this, you are definitely free to shout them out in the comment section. But I am imagining that this is really all you do to decorate your envelopes flap. You're gonna see though, like how easy this really is. And so you end up with designer paper left over, and oh, I covered up the daisies again. Sad. You know, I love those daisies so much. And then I go and cover them up. So I don't know if there's a trick to like using a paper trimmer to do this, but ultimately I just grabbed an envelope that I had on the table over there. I am just using my envelope as a guide for cutting. And I'm getting a little stray over here, so I'm gonna try to bring it back in. Oh man, okay, there it is. Oh, I love it, okay. So that's that. If you guys have a better way to do that, you can tell me, but that's all I imagine that's doing. So our glue is dry here now. So I'm gonna try to get my inside glued in here first, because I don't want that to get more tacky-like, so this glue doesn't wiggle around as it dries. It becomes like tacky. So we've got that in the inside, and now we have this back here. So you can see, sad face, there's glue all over that because I ran it into the mat. You just take your adhesive eraser and you start on it, and it looks like that, like it's looking dirty and weird, okay? Just work at it. The adhesive eraser is going to just pull that glue into a little glue booger ball. Okay, so it's getting it caught on my eraser here, and it's not taking the paper off. Now this is not a Stampin' Up! Item. I get it on Amazon, okay? And there you go. It took all of that adhesive, boom, gone. Smooth and shiny. Took it all off. It's on your adhesive eraser, then you just take that little glue ball, it's like a little booger, a little snot dot, and you just put it in the garbage. Don't put it on the floor because it'll end up on your shoe. Okay, so then we are almost there. This one goes on like that. And now we have the matching envelope. Oh my God, I love it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, that makes me happy. I don't know about you guys. Does that make you happy? Give me some hearts. Look at all these hearts. Give me some hearts. The stripes with the hearts. So pretty. So polka dotty though. Like polka dots, because this is more white. I don't know how impressive that would be on an envelope, but like you could, there's this stripe one that would look super cool on there. There's all of these. The daisies would have been so beautiful. So yeah. This is what I've got for the alternatives. They're very similar, but yet it shows you how when you're done with your paper pumpkin supplies, you can still use the stamps. to make an awesome card. Pulling in a few other products like some of the Valentine's Day stuff, like So You're Forever and Always, Lots of Heart was a good one, and then Always in My Heart was perfect. You know, those are awesome things to add in. This is one of the hearts in one of the stamp sets. This, all these little hearts, all the down. I was gonna put that on the inside, and we ended up using the paper pumpkin stamps, but there's these little baby hearts as well. And then I showed you guys how to use these sticker sheets. So fun. I think it's like 10 bucks for all of this, and they will last you a long, long time. I don't keep it. So I have a little metal tin thing over in the center of my she shed over there, and I have it just sitting in that bowl, and it's newer though, so it's pretty flexible like this, and like it didn't dry out. But I would say that if you do get one of these, storing it in a little baggie would be a good idea. So when you get embellishments from Stampin' Up! Or anything with a little baggie, like just put it in the little baggie. I had one in my toolbox, and it collects everything. Every little particle of paper and stuff. Hi, Donna. The dimensions of this card base were 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 2 3/4 on each side. So it attracts everything. And if you have it in a spot with glitter, the glitter will adhere to it and stick to it. So you just have to be careful where you store this little adhesive eraser. Like in terms of drying out, I don't have ever had a problem with it drying out, but they're very inexpensive. I think Stampin' Up! Used to sell them back in the day, but they stopped a few years ago, and you can find them on Amazon, actually, is where you can find them for a couple bucks, maybe $3, $4. And then actually Naughty Nancy came across them at the dollar store, and they were $1. So it just depends where you're shopping that you could find them. So you can trim the, yes, exactly, Avis. You don't, yeah, so I sit there and I pull at it. You can cut it off. That would be a smart thing to do. So yes, but I inadvertently glued the entire wrong side of a designer paper mat. So a 5 1/4 by 4. You know, you don't think, and it's like, shoot, I just glued the wrong side. So what you do is you just let it dry, and then you take your adhesive eraser and you get that all off, and generally it's pretty safe to use. So yeah, so Donna, this is called an interlocking card. This was my alternative, and it's just basically a traditional hot dog style card, and then it's the locking mechanism here that keeps the card shut. So, and that's 4 3.5 by 3.5 squares that are all glued together. So, all right, so that's what we have for, I'm gonna show everybody what we did. We made an envelope. Oh my gosh, no we didn't. We decorated an envelope. So we did these two. And then we did the 2 paper pumpkin cards. So this is a lot of like red and mush. Oh, here, haha. You guys are like, oh, we gotta see her. So here we go. This is what I got. We made the 2 paper pumpkin alternatives down here on my left, and then the 2 paper pumpkin cards. So, yeah, it was a good one. This one's sliding off. So, but yeah, it was good. So for you that are making the paper pumpkins at home, consider making alternatives with some of the stuff. You don't have to make all 8 cards the same. You can definitely use some of this background paper as a background and cut it apart and use the white for a different thing. So yeah, I'm glad you like them. Okay, so we're just about ready to wrap up here, but we have, oh my gosh, you guys, it's all flying all over now. So we do have a couple cards to give away, and they are the cards from last week. So hi, Melissa. I'm glad you were watching. So I'm going to give away a couple cards next week for tonight. Stay tuned for Monday. So I didn't talk about Mystery Night, but you guys have time for the Mystery Card Night. It was on Tuesday, and you can watch the Facebook Live and still make your card. We're giving everybody till Saturday at midnight Central for you to submit your cards to be entered into the drawing. And I have 3 stamp sets I'm giving away and some embellishments. So I'm going to try to do that drawing on Monday if I don't forget. I am going away for the weekend. Tyler and I have our first weekend where we're going away for Friday and Saturday night. And I think that has not happened since the fall of 2019. 16, like for most people, because we didn't go anywhere last year. So we're going up to Green Bay and we're gonna go tubing by Lambeau Field, and I found my snow pants. And the last thing my mom said to me before she left, she said, "Do not break anything." Oh, hi, Teresa. So that's what I'm going to try not to do, is to break anything. But we are going to get to Von Stiel Winery. They are open on Friday. I have a half a day of vacation tomorrow, and we're leaving around 1, and we're going to go to Von Stiel Winery and have some wines. And we're going to get to a place called Renard's Cheese, which is a cheese shop. And then we're meeting our friends for his birthday, which was a month ago, but this was the weekend that worked for everybody. Thanks, Anna. And we are gonna go tubing. So they built these, I didn't know this, but about 3 or 4 years ago, they built, you can look it up, tubing at Lambeau Field. Right by the stadium, they have tubing. And I think this thing takes you up so you don't have to walk up, because that would be a lot of work. And then you just tube down. So that's Saturday, like later afternoon. And then we're just going to meander back home on Sunday. But yes, it's so weird. And so if you don't hear from me, or if I don't respond to a message in a timely manner, you can send me a reminder and I'll try to get back to you on Monday. But I promised Tyler that I would try to not be on my phone all the time, because that's usually how I am. And so just be patient with me for this weekend, and I'll try to get back to you. And then I'll try to remember my best, and we're going to do the drawing on Monday for the Mystery Night people. So that was a whole side thing. Sorry, guys. So yeah, hopefully it's a lot of fun. And I hate cold though, you guys. Yeah. So I might be inside drinking a hottie toddy or something. So here's our kangaroo card. Oh my gosh, with the little lovesy thing, the love you much pops out of here. And so on the inside, we've got our little Joey. Thanks, everybody. I should have a good weekend. It'll be good to get away. But I'm packing all the winter boots and hats and mittens and everything. So drum roll. And the winner is, okay, Bev Dahl. D-A-H-L. So Dahl or Dahl. But Bev, your name was the one... and I'm getting scared of getting sick doing that. Nope. I don't know. So I don't think I'm going to be scared of getting sick. Bev, this is your lucky day. You are the winner of the kangaroo card, my favorite. So, you know, you guys, I've realized that I got to do something. And if it means going tubing, because that's what my friends want to do, I'll go once. And if I'm not having fun or enjoying it, I'll go find a spot inside and hang out inside and find something nice to drink. So I'll tell you, if you see me on Monday night for the live and my cheeks are all red and burnt, then you know I wasn't taking proper precautions. But I have a scarf and I have a ski mask, and I'm gonna make it. So, all right, next card here, guys. Winner, chicken dinner of the love card. And it says, Happy Valentine's Day. So you're gonna get this and be able to use it yet, hopefully. Sherry Martin, you are the lucky winner of this love card. Woohoo, I have your address, so I know where to send that one to. Drum roll. And Luann Johnson, you are the lucky winner of the snail mail card. So, hello there. I have your address as well, Luann. I'm pretty sure that I have that. So, if for some reason I don't, I can contact you to get yours. But, Bev, I do not have your address, so I will need to hear that from you. But I will be scheduling the post for tomorrow morning to say who the live winner, the cards of the lives are. So, thanks for all you guys. Leave the phone home. Oh, Mary, I don't know. There are 2 things that go with me on trips. I've made a deal with Tyler. And it all started from a trip a couple years ago that I messed up a couple things where I didn't write people down when they said that they were going to attend a class. And they showed up because they signed up for the class. And luckily I had enough kits for everybody. So the one thing that I always bring with me is the class you guys, I keep a class sign up sheet. And you've seen me when I do my lives, you can see where I sign up your name on the sheet. So I bring that with me, and I bring my day planner so that I can jot notes and just things down. I don't work per se, but I write things down, and that just helps me keep things straight. So I don't ever want to forget more than I have to. Let's just put it that way. Forgetting is a thing that happens. And so when I forget things, you guys, I appreciate your patience. There's a lot of moving pieces to make everything work. So All right. So on that note, you guys, I will be seeing you Monday. I have class on Monday night. What is it? Oh, Fun Folds. You guys, so Fun Folds. If you want to sign up for Fun Folds yet, let me know. I still have lots of space open for Fun Folds. And for next week, Thursday, though, this is what we're going to make live next Thursday. I'm sold out, you guys. I don't have any kits left. I'm actually one in the hole, and I'm going to sign that person probably up for a different class. But these all went in the mail. They are sent out. You should have them in plenty of time. I think 22 kits got mailed out for this class for next week, Thursday night. So these are the Love is in the Air class is what I'm calling it. So, so I did this in person already. I had about, I don't know, 14 people that did these cards, and they love them. So they're so much fun. It's so much prettier seeing them in person. So, all right, you guys, I think that's it. On that note, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe and healthy like you want me to be. I will do my best so that we can be back here live again next week. So lots of sunshine and love and happiness and hugs to you guys. Love you. Bye.